Would you say it's fair to say that people, the common man today, feels that if you're big, you can get away with things in this country as a result of that case? I ran into that reaction with a cab driver the other day who said, in effect, you know, if I steal $7 from the boss, I'd go to jail, and this guy's a big shot, and I'm still paying his limousine, I read in the paper, and he's not in jail. You know, that attitude. Would you say that's a fair
I think
reaction?
that reaction has prevailed in this country for a good long time, as a matter of fact. I think it may be more prevalent today than it has been in the past, because the focus or the spotlight of the press, the news media, has been on public figures, and we have had some unfortunate incidents that sort of stimulate that feeling among people throughout the country.
Yeah. I'd like this to be mostly a personal show, but there's some political things that would have to be gotten into. I woke up in the night thinking about this. It is conceivable that there may be criminal prosecutions against the President of the United States. You can say that Agnew, in a sense, bartered his job to stay out of jail. Would you make a similar deal with Mr. Nixon?
I should say, Dick, that first, I have no doubt whatsoever that the President is not guilty of any criminal charges that might be forthcoming. I'm absolutely positive, I'm absolutely certain of that. Therefore, I don't think, feeling as I do, that I ought to commit myself one way or another. I would add, and I have said this publicly, and I think it's broad enough to cover any and all circumstances, if I took an oath of office to carry out the law of the land, I would certainly live up to that oath.
How would that apply in this case? I suppose that, and the part about the law being...
if the law is violated, I think anybody in public office has to carry out his responsibility.
I guess the idea was put in my head by a piece by I.F. Stone, in which he said when they're examining the man for vice president, one thing they ought to ask him is, would he give executive clemency when he is president, if he becomes president?
I read the same article, or I read a review of the article.
Would you give executive clemency to Mr. Nixon if this situation arose?
Really, Dick, I don't think I ought to make any comment in that regard, primarily because I strongly feel that the President is free of any criminal involvement. As a matter of fact, I think the President is being unfairly accused, based on any evidence I've seen, of being involved in the planning, the execution, or the cover-up of Watergate. Now, that's my own personal conviction, and it's based on a number of things, but I feel very strongly that way. So,
suppose something new were discovered that was considered a high crime or misdemeanor.
well, you see, under the Constitution, a president cannot be tried for a criminal act as long as he's president. He has to be impeached first.
I think that was Stone's point, that after he's if he were out of office, they found something big, he's out of office, then the question of executive clemency might arise. And
I think that is always a speculative possibility, but since I feel so strongly the other way, I hesitate to speculate on just how I would handle any such matter.
do you wake up in the night thinking about it?
I'm a good sound sleeper, Dick. I don't get many hours of sleep, but I sleep well while I do.
How many do you get?
I average about 6 hours a night and have all my life.